Thanks for joining us. Brentford 4, Manchester United 0. Tony, next game we've got Liverpool. Can this get any worse?
Oh, it can get worse. Certainly get worse, because there's no life in this team whatsoever. I listened to Steve McLaren the other week, I think it was about 10 days ago. He turned around and said, it's a great pleasure to work with these great players. I just don't know what he's talking about. Every other United fan out there must be wondering, how can he say things like that? 2 displays, a poor display against Brighton, and that display today. And I heard what Webby said earlier on. He doesn't think he's ever seen a worse game. Well,
Liverpool game was it?
Yeah, there's 1 or 2, but feeling right now, it's an absolute disgrace. What quality players Steve McLaren thinks? Is he just talking for talking's sake, or just trying to pass the time? Him and Ten Hag have got a job to do. I believe, looking at the Brighton game, they are exposing these players to put pressure on, right? Because to show the owners and everyone else what a job they've got.
And how much they should be investing in the team as well, and what players they need in this transfer window, Tony.
Well, I think the funds to be invested in, it needs to be released now. They're showing that. I think they've just exposed what they're actually playing with. I don't think when McLaren came out with them words, they were the true words he wanted to speak. I think it was just Man United speak for the media and whatever. But on the game, I look at Brentford in the second half. This is more telling than the first half, what I watched. I watched Brentford in the second half come out laughing. The manager said to him, you do not have to press anymore. You do not have to chase. You don't have to tackle. You just have to stand on your 18-yard line, get the ball and move it out. And what did Manchester United do? Absolutely nothing. He made 3 changes. Harry Maguire was there. He thought he was playing excellent in that second half.
What did you think of Harry Maguire today?
Harry Maguire was an absolute disgrace. You look at them goals, how they were given away, the challenges, the communication, everything about it. Harry Maguire is a captain. He should be organising. There was no organising. He's not a captain, and he should not be there. And I'll say this to you, Kieran. Manchester United are frightened to death of getting rid of Harry Maguire, who cost £80 million, in case they were laughed at. In case we were laughed at, the longer we have Maguire, the more we'll be laughed at. That's all I see Manchester United as a joke club at this moment. Every person who isn't a Manchester United fan is laughing at us. And I do believe later on, I'm just going to be laughing because I can't believe what I'm actually watching.
I asked Webby the same question earlier on. Should that panic button be actually pressed because of the manner of the defeats, the performances against, all due respect to Brighton and Brentford.
Yeah.
But, these are teams who are probably going to finish mid-table come the end of the season.
Yeah.
And, the manner of the performances and the defeats, would you press that panic button, Tony?
I don't think there's anything Manchester United could do. Panic button for what? For what? Where's the class going to be brought? There is no class out there to be brought in. What? Do you think any class player would willingly run in to Old Trafford now, watching what we've got there? These players there don't talk to each other, right? They're not communicating with her. I don't even think half this squad like each other. I honestly do, right? And I think they've got the head elsewhere. We've seen it last year. Nothing's changed. 2 poor sides we've played who will be over the moon to finish mid-table. We're bottom of the league, okay? And deservedly so. It's not going to improve against Liverpool. I want Ten Hag to put that starting 11 out again. Do not bring the youngsters in and sacrifice them kids against Liverpool. Do what you've got to do. Put them out again and the youngsters after it, because these 11, 13, 14 players are just not good enough and will not improve.
Do you know what? Sorry to interrupt you there. I remember a comment Jadon Sancho made earlier on this week saying that it's going to take time to adjust to Ten Hag's style and his actual system. Now, they've had over a month now to get used to his system in training and things like that. Is that a bit of a cop-out from Sancho, saying it's going to take time? Because if it is going to take time, Tony, we might be in bottom of the league come Christmas time.
My take
on these two games.
My take on Jadon Sancho is he will play good football in a good side. But when the side's playing bad, he won't raise his game and drag the other players around him into a good game. He is waiting for others to do the magic when we bought him to do the magic, and he is failing at his job. You can mention illnesses and things like that, but Jadon Sancho is not grabbing this game by the scruff of the neck and grabbing players around him to bring them on. He's not capable. He's just out there waiting for others, like Rashford is, like the rest of them are.
Do you think Ten Hag's maybe got to change his style, got to change his so-called philosophy in how he puts his teams out, and maybe go to a 3 at the back with wing backs? Because we're just getting cut open too easy though, aren't we, Tony? Especially through the middle in the defence. And you might have to change something up to stop the decline, because if he's not careful, we've got Liverpool in the next game, it's going to be very hard to stop a rot. So what does he change?
Ten Hag can't stop the rot. He can't change anything yet, okay, until after the Liverpool game. He's got a style. He knows what he wants. But these players, as a group, the starting 11, the people coming on, are not good enough. Just not good enough to change. And he's got to wait. If he brings in 1 or 2 players, are they the players or are they desperate? Well, if they're desperate, it's not going to work. I've said it time and time again. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be carnage. This is what it is. We have to accept what we've seen today. And my God, what an absolute disgrace today was. Last week was bad. I'm dreading the Liverpool game. But these players have to raise it. But some of them, I don't believe, can raise it. Do you know why? Because they don't care. They do not care, and they're not capable, and they're not good enough.
Do you not think, though, it's more, some of them maybe do care, but they're just not good enough at following instructions in what Ten Hag wants them to do. And like you say, the quality's just not there from a lot of these players that most of us thought were great players.
Listen, it's great in training. We're loving it. That's what Ten Hag and McLaren have been saying, and other people. We're great in training. We're doing the work in pre-season. We're doing this, we're doing that. But when they step on the pitch, right, the other opposition, Brighton and Brentford, just close United down, easy tactics, and United haven't got a clue. Yeah. They just crumble. Yeah. Any pressure put on the back four, the midfield, they crumble. They are not good enough, weren't good enough last year, weren't good enough the year before, and nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing's changed. Man United crumble. They just crumble at the slightest touch. Frightened to death of holding the ball, passing it, and they are not quick enough. Maguire was over the moon the second half because he had no pressure on him. He thought he was Maldini at the back, the way he was strolling the ball about and all that. But he's forgot they were 4-0 down and they didn't want to tackle and they didn't want to run.
They just sat back for the counter-attack.
They were waiting for the next game next week.
Yeah, already looking forward.
Bringing Varane on was a waste of time. What was he doing?
What do you think about Varane? Do you think Ten Hag just doesn't fancy him in his starting 11, or do you think he's just not fully match fit yet? Because a lot of people out there like Varane and want him in the starting 11 from what we see on the comments on the channel.
Listen, I think what it is with Ten Hag, right, he's trying to get a system going. I don't think everyone's up to speed in that. And we have to remember as well, it is 2 games early on in the season, right, but it's not looking good. And with players like Varane and that, he might need a little bit more time. But there is no time.
No.
Reality's here now. The chaos is here now, right? The panic button. But if the panic button goes off, this club might implode. It might implode because if Ten Hag fails, there is nowhere, absolutely nowhere for this club to go.
There's no alternatives.
There is no alternatives. Yeah. We have to suck it up, accept it, and hope it changes. It's going to implode.
Look, some wise and strong words there, so I'm going to end it on that one, Tony. But yeah, you can obviously tell, by the way, we are on video today, deflated to say the least. But thanks for joining us for the video. Smash a like, subscribe if you like our content, and press that notification bell because we probably will do a video after we've analysed the game a bit more tomorrow. So yeah, join us there and thank you.